It is unbelievable the amount of effort that has gone into starting this video. I can't get the lighting right. It is so bright outside. There's so much snow and reflection. It's fabulous. I set up like I normally do, and yet I still feel like there's this dark side of me. So I'm just gonna go with it because if I keep going, I'm gonna say forget it, and I don't want to do that. I do want to do a video, and I also want to say hi, happy Black History Month. I am so out of sorts because I have been doing this for it seemed like eternity trying to get this set up. And I don't know why. It's like I'm being punished for not making videos on a regular. I think that's kind of what's happening here. I feel that's what's on the docket for me today. Oh yes. Wait, another sip of that. Super hot, but super good. Okay. So happy Black History Month. It'll be over in a minute, so we need to like get into it and talk. If you are regular on my channel, it's not going to be really much anything different because I always read a majority of Black authors. So I think that it is, every day, like every day for me. So, but I am going to tell you what I'm thinking of reading or not, what I am reading this month. And I've been thinking, I've got a good pile of goodies here, and I tried to find the ones that I don't have physically, like an image of it. If not, one of these days I'll get the little fancy and I'll put them over here. I always have this space because I could do that, and yet I just don't. I just upload the video and pray you know what book I'm talking about, and if you're interested, you look it up. But this year I might get a little better with it. So I have a couple of things that are going on. The first, I guess I'll start with the first one that I'm reading, and it is called Cobalt Red: How the Blood of the Congo Powers Our Lives by Siddhartha Kara, who is a winner of the Frederick Douglass Book Prize. And this is the cover of the book. Can you see? Can you see? I think I always find it fun doing it like this, as opposed to like having one here, but it just feels cold. This is real, but in my case today, I don't have all the books, so this might have come in handy. Ella's gonna trip over this cord. I'm like watching her. She's now become the producer. She doesn't necessarily always want to be on this side of the camera, so she's on that side right now, just kind of laying to make sure everything is going okay and that there's no snacks had without her present. So this book I got for the Anti-Brain Rot Challenge. And she also has, the person that is running this has a, I think it's called the Boundless Bindery Book Club. And this is where I'm finding the books, because she's doing that with her book club, but some of the books that she's reading for her book club actually can fulfill the anti-brain rot. So it's just making it really simple for me to find some books that I can just pick up and read. And this one, not gonna lie, I just was so, intrigued because it's talking about the precious metals that are taken from the Congo and how they're utilized basically to power everything from the camera that, the iPhones, the cameras, the iPads, all of our electronics, our electric vehicles, and things like that. Anything like with a lithium battery. And so I don't know a lot about it, and I wanted to understand more about it. And this gentleman had done extensive research on location to kind of uncover and expose the ugly side of it. And I've only read, so we're only a few days into this month, I've only read the first 12 pages, which was the introduction. And I'm like, oh my gosh, should I buy the book? I don't know, because the last book that I read, I had in my Kindle, and it was great because I could just keep all of my notes in there. And the beauty about the Kindle, and I'm not even promoting that, but just the beauty of an e-reader in general, is that you're able to like just look at all your notes at one time. Whereas when you have your book, you put your page flags and you kind of have to flip through. And it was really nice to be able to, with that last book, to like go through and just kind of see like almost like a summary, the summary of my highlights. And I appreciate that. So I'm going to read a little more and determine whether I think that I want to, because I'm trying to be good about buying books as well. And also, I have a lack of shelf space. We all know that. And we assembled my very last bookcase. I know sometimes you should never say things like that, but I feel like that should be my last bookcase. And so, that said, if I did get this, I might just get it in an ebook form so that I can save space as well. But none of that is what you need to know about this book. I'm going to read a little bit about it here to you so that you can see if you'd be interested. It was also, let me give you a context too. It was published first published in the United States by St. Martin's Press in 2023. So it's not an old book by any means. And so let's read here. Cobalt Red is a searing first ever expose of the immense toll taken on the people and environment of the Democratic Republic of the Congo by cobalt mining, the crucial mining mineral that powers our lives. Cobalt's the essential component to almost every lithium-ion rechargeable battery made today. The batteries that power smartphones, tablets, laptops, electronic vehicles. Roughly 75% of the world's supply of cobalt is mined in the Congo. I'm going to stop right there. Leave it at that. 75% is mined in this one country. And just in the introduction, it's tugging at my heartstrings and infuriating me because I feel like, there's always a better way to do things, and there's always somebody that just tries to bypass that with greed, and it's just really sad. When I finish, I'm definitely going to share with you my thoughts on this one and some of the things that I've learned, and just inspire you to pick it up and to think about things. One of the things I think about is, and I'll get off the soapbox really quick because I know what people get triggered, but just getting a new phone every year. I mean, having a new phone come out every year and feeling compelled to get a new one, just remember what it takes for that device to be created. I think this is going to be a game changer in really making me think about things more, and wanting to be part of the change versus staying blind. It's like one of those things, people don't like to read this book probably because they know what they will learn will make them very uncomfortable, and I'm okay with being uncomfortable because I think that's how we make progress, right? So that is the book that I'm reading for that, and I'm excited about it. I am very excited. I'm already ready for that to happen. Let me put it over here. Ready for that to happen. And then I'm trying to keep I had a list that I had written in here of some of the other books too. For book club, we'll start there next. For Read So Lit Book Club, our next book is by Nzake Shange. It is called Betsy Brown, and I believe this one came out in 2010. Yeah, 2010. And the crazy thing about this is that I own two other books by this author. I think she passed away in 2010. Was it after this came out? I think this is her last book. But I own two other books of hers, and I haven't read it. So I was really excited when this came up in book club to vote for, and that it got selected, because I figured this will be my entryway into getting back to read the other ones. I will admit that one of her books, I think it's, I think the name of that one is Sing Song. What is it? Oh yeah, Some Sing, Some Cry. That one I have, and it's a chunker, and I know that's always been a I've been resisting that. So I'm hoping that if I get moved and want to read, enjoy this, that I will want to pick up one of those other two, which I've had for quite a long time. And it would be a great achievement um, to be able to take a book off of my list that I've had on my bookshelf for a long time. So this is the one that we're going to be reading. And this one is set, and it says St. Louis in 1957, the year of the Little Rock Nine. Shange's story reveals the prismatic effect of racism on an American child and her family. Seamlessly woven into this masterful portrait of an extended family is the story of Betsy's adolescence, the rush of first romance, and the sobering responsibilities of approaching adulthood. So it's a very short book. I think it's only 208 pages, so I should be able to finish it. However, I almost think that I am going to have a conflict when book club comes, because I think I'm going to be doing something else that day. Because I think she put it not at the very end of the month, the last Sunday. So, but that I think I don't know if I'll be able to do it. But I am still going to read the book and definitely share with them my opinion on the story. So there's that one, and that one right now I don't own. I am going to either purchase it physically or digitally. I don't think I could find the audio book for it, so I don't know if there's one that was done for it. So there's that. And then I have another book that I'm reading that I cannot disclose the title, or I can, but I don't want to. When I do advanced reader copies of ARCs and read those for the publisher, I kind of want to just tell you about them once I've read them or when I'm almost done with them, because I don't know how it's going to go. If it's going to be one that I'm going to DNF, which hopefully I'm not. I'm being very good about trying to select books that I think that I'm going to enjoy and that I'm curious about, and then read them. So this next book that I'm reading is coming out soon, so I decided I would pick that up and put that on my list this time. And I'm happy to say I started it already, and I am enjoying it. So it's making me happy because I feel like I can finish it on time based on the little I've read of it so far. So there's that. So that's the other one. Then I have my sister and my really good friend and we've done buddy reads with, I've done one with my friend and when I've done, read a book with my sister, but we haven't, all three of us. So we decided we were going to read a book together this month. And we liked Kristen Hanna books. The other book, Jodi Picoult, we liked her books, but then we started reading like some of her books that we hadn't read, and we were like, oh no, that's too dark. So what we did, my friend found a list, and I can't remember now. I was trying to remember as I was setting up, was it Jodi Picoult or was it Kristen Hanna? But she had found an article that the author had written a list of books that they recommended. And we're like, well, we like how she writes. And so we possibly could like some of the books that she recommends. So we went through the list of the books and we picked the ones that we thought, we would be interested in reading. And then I took them all and I wrote the titles on the little piece of paper, folded them up, put them in a jar, and I let my husband pick, what our book was going to be. And so the book that he picked is called, I think I have it in here. I thought I put it on here. I tried to put them in here so that I could show you, but I'm really not so good at that all the time. It's called One Star Romance by Laura Hankin. Now, let me just say this first of all. It's Black History Month. And typically in Black History Month, I do read just all Black authors, okay, and books with Black characters usually in the books. I make an exception this year because, let's face it, a majority of my books anyway are that throughout the whole entire year. So I think I can give myself a pass to read a book that is not a Black History themed one, because if you look at all of my bookshelves here, a good majority of them are Black authors. So this is a white author, and her name is Laura Hankin, and it's a romance called One Star Romance. And the cover is one of those, cartoon romance. I can't read any kind of romance with the people on it. I told you that. I need it to look like that because then I don't get all squeamish about like, oh my God, this makes me think of back in the day when I was a kid. And yeah, and like, I don't know why. It doesn't work for me. But so anyhow, this book is one that she had said made her laugh out loud. And I thought, you know what, I can include this in my February reads because I feel like we usually typically read heavy books. I know that the Cobalt Red's going to be heavy. I know the Betsy Brown's going to have heavy stuff in it. The other book that I'm reading, I don't know. I'm not sure, but we'll see. So I am welcoming a little giggle and a laugh. And this one follows, I think, the main character, and I think if I'm correct, she is a writer, and I think that the guy that is going to be the interest for her, he wrote a 1-star review for her, and on her book, and so obviously she's not feeling him, after she discovers this information, and they meet through a mutual friend for, I think, their wedding, and but then she finds out, and I think she gets angry about it, and then they go their separate ways, but then they are kind of thrust back together at different time periods of their mutual friends' lives, because they will have like a renewal of vows, or they have certain anniversaries. Each anniversary they want to get everybody together, and so you see them kind of grow older, and you watch how their relationship potentially, obviously, is going to evolve. So I think that will be, I think there's ways to make that funny and light, and not, in not a goofy way. So I'm looking forward to that as a nice light palate cleanser. That's what I would call this, a definite palate cleanser. And then, if I should be able to squeeze another book in, I have one that I had bought towards the end of the year, last year, I think. And I think that I would really like to read this. This one is historical fiction. I love my historical fiction. It's not too long either. It's by Embassy Sudbury, and it's called The Game Changer. Sometimes making history means breaking some rules. And first of all, I love the cover. Come on, just like, I love it. I love it. Right? Yeah, it's inspired by the incredible true story of Althea Gibson. And I'm here for it. I'll read the back for you. It says, one trailblazer can change the game forever. New York, 1950, journalist Hetty Carlin is reeling from a scandal and desperate for a scoop to salvage her career when she's asked to cover the meteoric rise of the tennis world's newest star, Althea Gibson. There are just two problems. Hetty knows nothing about tennis. Plus, her and Althea have a history, and it's not pretty. Althea is reluctant to let Hetty back into her life, but as Althea's star rises, she faces media bias, prejudice, and discrimination head on. And soon Althea realizes she may just need Hetty Althea realizes she may just need Hetty too in order to tell her story on her own terms. When Althea becomes an unexpected civil rights icon, the pair hold the potential to change history. If they work together, they may help revolutionize more than just the sport once and for all. Yeah, doesn't it sound good? I think it sounds really good. It's not long, and it's fairly newish to my let me see, to my this was published in 2024. So it's not an old book. The other book that she wrote is called Codename Butterfly, and it's a similar kind of cover. I do like that she does that, and if I do like this one, I will get the other one, and they'll be really nice, you know, bookshelf buddies. So this is a possible one. If you have heard of it, let me know, because I'm going to keep it at the end. So if I do have time, like I think I'm going to have time, but if I do have time, I'm going to add that in there. I feel like the One Star Romance is going to go fast because it's just a, you know, it's a light romance. The one that I'm reading, like I said, for a review is really starting out so promising. So if it continues on that, I think that will be my nighttime read, and I'm enjoying that. This will be in the day, and I will also be reading the book club book for Read So Lit in the day. So I'm very excited. Look at me. I just throw in anything. Like I was at the cafe, and this is the wrapper for my tea, and I didn't have my bookmark at the time, which look at my pretty little bookmark. It's so pretty. I didn't have it, so I took this and threw this in here, and now I'm kind of like, oh, yeah, you know, because you know how I like to have the two bookmarks. I do need to get another one instead of that, but I think I'm going to use this as my go-to. But this is where I'm trying to read to, and then I'll use her as my where I stopped. You know, I don't know why I do that. I think I love to give myself assignments. That's the little nerd in me, right? But anyway, let me know what you're reading, what you're doing. There's a new restaurant that it's not new as it's been around, but I'm going to new to me restaurant that I am going to make reservations for this month. That is a Black woman owned, and she owns a liquor license as well, and it's on a very prime location near me. So I am going to try to make reservation for my husband and I to go there this month. I would love to get over to the African American History Museum this month. There's just, you know, just keep yourself abreast of things. There's a lot of stuff online. I found some author interviews, you know, author talks online this month. So be on the lookout online and look and see. If you can't physically go to a place, there's a lot of options still. I'm glad. That was one thing I really appreciated. I don't know if you want to say appreciated about the pandemic, but the thing that I really loved was that you could I attended so many author talks during that time because people weren't going places. And so I always still look for them because you know, there's no pandemic, but it's just great. It's convenient. I can be home. I can have my questions. I can type them in, or I can just listen. And so I really enjoy that. So I've got a couple of those for this month, and I'm just going to enjoy the month. I hope you guys do too. Let me know what you're reading, if you're reading some stuff for Black History Month. And we'll talk again really soon. And my producer looks like, oh, no, she woke up. I think I'm a little boring. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.